Good morning and thank you for joining us on today's edition of iBrand Daybreak. It is a beautiful Monday morning. My name is Uche Zoe Hyde. So much went on in the world of international politics over the weekend. Of course, former President Donald Trump had an attempt on his life during his campaign tour around the country, and a lot of world leaders have come out to condemn that single act and the biggest democracy of the world. And of course, we're going to be bringing you updates this morning, so you want to stick around for when we return from this quick break. It will be top stories. Stay with us. Welcome back, and here are top stories. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has condemned an assassination attempt on former U.S. President Donald Trump. According to Tinubu, the incident was distasteful, stressing that violence has no place in democracy. Recall that Trump, the Republican candidate for the November elections, was rushed off stage when gunshots were fired at a campaign rally on Saturday in Pennsylvania. In a shocking incident that will fuel anxiety in the run-up to the 2024 election. Recall that Trump, the Republican candidate, was rushed off stage on Saturday during the campaign rally. President Tinubu, however, noted that Nigeria stands in solidarity with the United States of America at this time. 23 more persons who survived the collapsed structure at the Saint Academy Busa, Buji, Jos North local government area have been discharged from 2 hospitals in the city. Recall that 74 persons were discharged on Saturday, leaving 58 others on admission. However, on Sunday evening, 23 out of the 58 were discharged. It was also confirmed that no parents lost his or her life as a result of the incident, as the mother in the family, who was rumored to have died, spoke, saying she lost only 2 of her children. It was widely circulated on social media that a man, his wife, had died out of shock after discovering that they lost all 4 of their children to the Plateau school building collapse on Friday. The wife first got the news and died, while the husband followed suit after discovering that his entire family had been wiped out. And according to the mother, identified as Mrs. Saleh, the resident of Sabonlayi behind the Zaria Road Stadium in Jos, said only 2 children, Abdul Rahim and Fatima Suleiman Saleh, were lost, a boy and a girl, who died due to the building collapse. And the federal government, through the Federal Ministry of Water, Resources and Sanitation and the Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency, identified the following 31 states as high-risk areas for significant flood impact in 2024. Recall that federal government announced on Thursday that 21 local government areas had been submerged by flood in 10 states and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, as a result of torrential rainfall over the past few weeks. The Minister of Water, Resources and Sanitation, Joseph Usev, said some states had started experiencing varying levels of flooding and its associated disasters as early as April 2024, and added that most of the flood incidents were flash urban floods resulting from high rainfall intensities of long duration and poor and blocked drainage systems. The high flood risk states, according to him, are Adamawa, Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Bauchi, Bayelsa, Benue, Borno, Cross River, Delta, Ebonyi, Edo, Gombe, Imo, Jigawa, Kaduna, Kano, Kebbi, Kogi, Kwara, Lagos, Nasarawa, Niger, Ogun, Ondo, Osun, Oyo, Rivers, Sokoto, Taraba, Yobe, Zamfara, and Zamfara. And that's the much we have for you on Top Stories. When we return, we'll bring you the major conversation for today. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us.
Without doubt, you have used several cooking oils before. But one thing is sure, you have never experienced true soya oil. This is not your regular cooking oil. It is a cooking oil with soul. From our quality ingredients selection to blending, extraction and packaging, we took time to think about your health. Besides giving you a delicious experience, true soya oil boosts your immune system, aids your digestive health, and improves your overall well-being. For inquiries, mouth-watering recipes, and more, connect with us on social media. True soya oil. Make the choice that keeps you and your loved ones healthy.
Hypertension. Hypertension is a major risk factor for cardiovascular diseases, and prevalence rates are critical to understanding the burden and envisaging health service requirement and resource allocation. The number of Nigerians living with high blood pressure is estimated at about 56 million, even as the World Health Organization (WHO) calls for intensified effort to prevent and control hypertension. According to the World Health Organization (WHO), globally, more than 1 billion people are known to have hypertension, and the figure is estimated to increase to 1.5 billion by 2025. In Nigeria, the prevalence of hypertension is at 32.8%, while meta-analytical study published recently estimated the countrywide prevalence to be between 12.4 and 34.8%. The disturbing reality of these statistics is that between a staggering 20.08 million and 56.37 million Nigerian citizens are hypertensive. The prevalence of hypertension is also increasing globally. In 2000, 972 million people had hypertension with a prevalence rate of 26.4%. These are projected to increase to 1.54 billion affected individuals and a prevalence rate of 29.2% in 2025. Incidence rates of hypertension range from 3 to 18% depending on the age, gender, ethnicity, and body size of the population studied. In Nigeria, more than 7.5 million deaths are attributed to the condition, about 12.8% of all deaths. These account for 57 million disability-adjusted life years, which accounted for about 3.7%.
For staying with us. It is still iBrand Day Break. We will have to cut this short. Do bear with us, but we will come back in just a bit. Stick around.
Without doubt, you have used several cooking oils before, but one thing is sure, you have never experienced true soya oil. This is not your regular cooking oil, it is a cooking oil with soul. From our quality ingredients selection to blending, extraction and packaging, we took time to think about your health. Besides giving you a delicious experience, true soya oil boosts your immune system, aids your digestive health, and improves your overall well-being. For inquiries, mouth-watering recipes, and more, connect with us on social media. True soya oil. Make the choice that keeps you and your loved ones healthy.
Hypertension. Hypertension is a major risk factor for cardiovascular diseases, and prevalence rates are critical to understanding the burden and envisaging health service requirement and resource allocation. The number of Nigerians living with high blood pressure is estimated at about 56 million, even as the World Health Organization (WHO) calls for intensified effort to prevent and control hypertension. According to the World Health Organization (WHO), globally, more than 1 billion people are known to have hypertension, and the figure is estimated to increase to 1.5 billion by 2025. In Nigeria, the prevalence of hypertension is at 32.8%, while meta-analytical study published recently estimated the countrywide prevalence to be
And you're welcome back. Thank you for your patience. And here is the major conversation for today. And I'm just going to throw it as a question first, yeah? Have you ever been ghosted? Like you've dated or you've been friends with someone for a while, say a few months, you know, you shared some photos and even exchanged, you know, some sappy messages. And then out of the blues, they stop texting you back. They stop answering your calls, taking your messages. What happened? You've been ghosted. And, you know, you keep asking yourself, did I do or say anything wrong? Like, are they okay? Because it could be a lot of things, you know. Ghosting is a very heartbreaking reality in today's world. Getting left hanging like that can be shattering to one's self-esteem and have a huge impact on, you know, a person's emotions. And of course, we're going to be talking about that today on the show with Chizoba Akunne. She is the Executive Director, Center for Individual and Child Development. And of course, she'll be throwing more light on ghosting and self-esteem. Hi, Zoba. Good morning.
Hello, Uche. Good morning.
Should I ask you the question?
I'll ask you.
Okay, maybe we should get to it. But I feel like an average adult at some point in our lives have been ghosted to an extent. I feel like it happens.
50% of the people who have experienced ghosting has either been ghosted themselves and then they are ghosting others.
Yeah.
And so it's something that it has always been in existence, but it was just in 2017 that it got into the dictionary, the word ghosting. Yeah, got into the dictionary. And it's seen that because of the technological advancement, social media and all, that's why the word got popular in mainstream media. But the ghosting has always been there now. All those country songs, they say go and buy a piece of bread and then you disappear. And then you don't come back again. Or the other one that was talking about how you wanted to do wedding and disappear.
Yeah, you leave somebody hanging on the altar.
I'm telling you, so it has always been
so
there.
now we're actually discovering that there are levels to ghosting.
There are levels.
Oh, wow. Okay, so let's it, you know, in a more holistic manner. I know that, you know, with the advancement of social media, you meet random people that you have no idea who this person is, but on the long run you find out that this person has somehow become special to you. You cannot spend an entire day without speaking to them or hearing from them. Back in the days it used to be pen pals, but now we have people in your DMs. Then you only see their pictures and videos, but I mean, for all you know, they could just be, you know, loading you things they want you to see, and they might not be the person, you know, in those pictures and videos. And all of a sudden, they stop texting you back. It's heartbreaking. I mean, you're going through a breakup and you're not even in a relationship.
Oh my God.
You're laughing. Oh my God. It's not supposed to be funny. These are people's realities, you know?
Yeah, I know it's not funny. And I know that the concept of leading people on, which is breadcrumbing, is something that people do. And one thing I've noticed is that ghosting usually happens not within your social circle.
Okay.
So with the advent of technology, let's say someone is bored. Okay, I know that yes, some people actually get into relationships on social media. Some people actually get married. But the truth is that most times people are bored and then they just scroll through social media, they just different social media accounts, or maybe your account just pop up on their not the feed, the other one.
FYP.
Yeah. And then when it pops up, they are looking and this person is fine. They click on it and then they're seeing different pictures of the person. And they're like, okay, let me start talking with the person. So they could start a conversation because they are bored and maybe they are having a career break or something. And then they gist with you for like 2 months and you are very excited that, this is leading somewhere.
The love of my life.
And then all of a sudden they get back into work and then they leave you because you were there to fill up a void in their time, in their life at that moment. Also, there's also the other spectrum of ghosting, which is that they were actually in a relationship. The relationship actually was going on.
Thriving.
Yes, thriving very well. And some people even allow it to get to the point of they pick a wedding date. It's the morning of the wedding. And the person goes and they say the person had cold feet. No, it's not cold feet. The person ghosted because the person didn't want to deal with emotional drama. And they just felt, you know what? it's rather than have this drama, I don't know how this person is going to react. I don't know if the person is going to be violent. I don't know what's going to happen. So you know what? Let me just ghost the person. By the time they did not see me, they call. My line is not going
Block
through.
them on all platforms.
And the person is blocked because you don't have access to me. You just understand the message. But what people don't understand is that ghosting has an impact, not just on the person that was ghosted, but on you the ghoster, there's also an impact.
Enlighten me.
That's what people don't understand. On the ghosted person, yes, it has the self-esteem issue, it has pain. And you know that emotional pain, you know, there are studies that have been going on emotional pain, and people are beginning to realize that emotional pain is just as painful, it's just as stressful as physical pain, if not more, right? And so that's why you see that a lot of people, they will take maybe pain relievers, they take alcohol to try to numb it, right? So that's on the person, low self-esteem, the person is feeling bad, the person doesn't have an inability to trust others, the person experiences loneliness, depression is another thing. That's on the person that is being ghosted. On the ghostee, it shows that the person has not been able to walk through their emotions to be able to have conversations with people. And I tell people that when you do something and say, oh, I don't want confrontation, and then you leave it at that, you feel that it's only in that relationship as it has to do with maybe your partner or something. But you know, it also affects your working relationship. It also affects your relationship with your immediate family. It also affects your relationship with a lot of things. Because what happens is that you may be in an office and something happens. You're supposed to speak up. You're supposed to say something. You're supposed to have that conversation, that dialogue, to be able to get the right response that you want. But because you don't want wahala,
confrontation,
you don't want to confront anybody. So what happens is that you are quiet. And then the more quiet you are, the more passive aggressive you become, and then it shows in every area of your life, and then you live a dissatisfied life. Because I always tell people, when something happens, you're in a relationship, or you're in a whatever relationship it is.
But is it really a relationship if this person has been stringing this person on? You get what I mean? A lot of times you find in certain situations that you and this person just start talking, and before you know it, one thing leads to another. You all are having conversations you have no business having on a normal day, because whatever is going on between both of you is not defined, right? But now you're exchanging certain intimate images where you're saying certain things to this person that you shouldn't be saying. And because they are sending it back to you too, you now feel like there is something going on here. Is it really a relationship?
Okay,
you know, sorry, please let me like land, yeah. And because you know we're talking about confronting the person and having the conversation like an adult should. If it isn't really a relationship, do I really owe this person the conversation? Sorry, this is me thinking like the ghoster. So do I really owe this person a conversation if I never asked her to be my girlfriend, or I never asked him to be my boyfriend, and this thing has gotten to where it is, I've had it to here, I'm tired, I'm moving on? Do I really owe that person the conversation?
Okay, so earlier what I wanted to say is that the Gen Zs will say it's a situationship. It's a ship. Whether it's a situation or a relation, it's a ship, and it's more than one person in that ship. And since you were leading the person on, the onus is on you to say, hello, we are just friends.
Okay.
There are people that do it. You guys could have been exchanging information. The person is like, wait, hold on. We are just friends. This is banter. And yes, the other person will feel as if they poured ice water on the person's, on the person's head and all. But at least it has been defined. Everybody knows what they are looking for. Everybody knows what to expect. Everybody knows what's going on. So yes, you must tell the person what it is at that moment. This is a situationship. This is an open relationship. I am married, but you are decide whatever, however you want to decorate the word.
Yeah.
So tell people.
I wish I met you sooner.
That I wish I meant to say that I don't know. Because we all know that's a lie. But at least tell the person the truth. It doesn't matter. As long as you set exchanges, even normal friendships. You get tired of your normal friends at times, right? Maybe I met you, I felt we have the same values, and then I discovered we didn't have the same values. I feel people should be truthful to each other. Rather than just cut off communication, tell the person that, see, I'm sorry. I know, yes, I know, you're already looking like,
Because I have so
are you not going to hurt this person's feeling?
Yeah.
No, but it's better the person knows the truth.
You know, sorry, this morning I'm sitting on the fence playing the devil's advocate. Yeah. So if you're very, of course you are very active on social media. You see, when people create memes, especially people on Twitter, when they tweet certain things that eventually turn into memes, you know that this person is speaking from experience, but because we like to catch crews in this country, we'll all laugh about it. So somebody will write a thing like, see me that was just flirting, this one don't they catch feelings.
Oh, you were actually flirting, which means that it was deliberate.
Exactly. Or somebody will now say things like, I was just gisting with this person, and now they send me good morning, my darling.
Okay, so this is what I will say. This is what I'll say.
How do you solve that?
The rule of thumb is whatever you would want someone else to do to you, that's what you do to them. Now, would you like it if somebody was flirting around with you, and then you start catching feelings, and the person is like, I mean,
like a little flirting wouldn't hurt.
So that's why I said the rule of thumb is whatever, and you know that's one of the values that we used to have growing up in the society that has been suddenly eroded. Whatever you would want someone to do to you, do to that person. I always tell people that some of my best relationships are guys, and it's platonic. Because some of them from day one, they came and said, I want to be in a relationship. No, we cannot have a relationship. And then looking at this person, this person has nice values that I like. Okay, can we be friends? And so it's yes, at that initial time, the truth is that everybody will...
Yeah, it will be awkward.
Everybody will first of all step back like, what's this? Nobody likes rejection. But going forward, you find out that there are more benefits in those kind of relationships. And I feel that that's why a lot of people don't have deep friends.
Exactly.
Especially in this world of social media, they have surface friendships. They don't have deep, meaningful relationships. And for you to thrive, you need deep, meaningful relationships in your life. Your ability to be open, your ability to be forthright, your ability to say, okay, this is what this is. Yes, I caught feelings for you, but I discovered that I was looking at all your threads on Twitter, on X, and I found out that the way you were commenting when they were talking about relationships, I just found out me and this person were not in the same boat. Have a conversation. Person says, oh, well, it was just banter, we're catching cruise. For you to catch cruise with this, it shows that there is an issue with your value. We don't have the same value system. We can keep being friends. We cannot be in a dating situation. Rather than just block the person everywhere, delete the person everywhere, and then you don't talk to the person at all, and you feel that you have won. I don't know whether you're counting 1 or 2.
Okay, so a good percentage of the time we spent on this conversation, we've spent it talking about the person that ghosts people. Is there a way or at any point where the person that is being ghosted also contributed to them being in that situation? Because I feel like if you start talking with somebody to a certain level, when you think about them, you're not smiling, you raise your leg, you put it on the wall, and you are sweeping the cobwebs that do not exist on your ceiling. And you do not think for once that, okay, what is really going on with me and this person? At least have some cushioning for yourself. You don't think that the person ghosted also played a role in the situation they found themselves in?
Okay, so for you to be ghosted, first of all, I know as the first time you're going to be confused. You'll be like magic. Like what just happened? What's happening here, right? But this is the thing. why I wouldn't really put much blame on the person is that I found out that some people that come into my therapy, when they sit down and they're having marital issues, and I say, okay, so tell me about your relationship, what happened, and all. I found out that maybe the guy did not even tell them, be my girlfriend. No. They were just going along, and then one day the guy just said, oh yeah, let's marry. And then they got married. So I found out that it's a norm. It's kind of a norm where two people are in a relationship and they don't define relationships, especially in this day and time. So yes, while the person didn't define the relationship, I'll always say that, was the person educated enough to know that as a female, as a male, it's your right to say that, to ask the other person, what are we doing? I know in churches growing up, there's something they call canopy. And canopy is the same thing like breadcrumbing, where a brother is just hanging around you, chasing other brothers away in the church from talking to you. And then one day, the brother lands with one sister from another church. And I think the thing had happened so much that growing up, all of a sudden, the pastors started saying, okay, no, if your brother is... In fact, churches now put rules. If you remember, there was this rule growing up that if you like a sister, you come to the pastor
and tell him,
and tell the pastor, I like this sister, and then the pastor calls two of you together, because they had this same leading on in those days. But these are things that, you know, everybody wants to be independent now. Everybody wants to, and our culture doesn't really. As a female, when you're asking, what is this, where is it leading to, what is going on, they see your assertiveness as being brash, kind of. So that's why I won't say that. I won't really put a lot of blame on the person who was ghosted. But one thing I'll say is this: if you've been ghosted, what you should do is, number one, find a way of sending a message to the person. Don't send, please, what did I do wrong? Show me all the 10 things I did. I don't, no. don't. There is a way to send a message. Hello, the person's name. How are you doing? I have been trying to reach you for the past 1 week. I have not been able to reach you. So I feel that at this point, the relationship or the situationship has sealed. And I want to tell you that I'm okay with it, as I know that you are, and I wish you best of luck in your future endeavors. Shut the door. It gives you power when you do that. And then it stops you from thinking about the whole 255 things that you did wrong. Because what will happen is that when you notice that in your next relationship, the person maybe is busy, did not call you the next day, you will ghost the person because you say, now them. This is the sign. This is the sign.
Once beaten.
This is the sign. No. And then you ghost someone else. And you now understand why they say 50% of people that are ghosting others have been ghosted in the past. And that's why it's very important that we firm up our communication skill. Communication skill is something that we need now more than ever before. We've lost the art of communication. Or we are losing it gradually. And that's because we're just chatting, hi, one word, two words.
Okay, so what's the right way to do this? Instead of ghosting somebody, what are you supposed to do?
Have a conversation with the person.
You just gave us an example of how to like reach back to somebody who has maybe ghosted you.
Okay, so you want me to do that also?
How do you have the conversation with, somebody you're no longer feeling? Okay,
if you're no longer feeling the person, you could send the person a message rather than cut off a communication. If the person, okay, so let me put it this way. If the person is a violent person and you know that this person, if I get there, I will actually live there worse off than I came, then I'll say send a message. The message should just simply be, hello, thank you so much for, you're laughing, for a wonderful time spent with you. But I feel at this point, this relationship cannot continue because I have noticed that we do not have the same values. We do not have the same days. And I just give 1 or 2 examples and now say that I hope that in future, not now, in future, we can remain friends. do have a wonderful day. Full stop, and send to the person.
Or maybe if you want to go physically, say the person is violent, you go with army.
No,
or go with police.
And then if you want to go, no, I would advise that
Don't
the person
mind
is
me, I'm
violent,
just
do that.
joking.
But if the person is not a violent person, rule of thumbs, that's why I said the art of communication. Rule of thumbs, number one, the meeting should not be in your house or the person's house. Always a public, crowded place. Have a plan after ghosting after having the communication, not to go directly to your house. Have a plan to go somewhere else in case the person is trailing you. These are things, simple things that we learned like from our grandparents when we're growing up now. So get the person to a crowded place, sit the person down. You are the one that want to go, so you are the one that will pay for the food. So this is not the case of who is paying for the food. I'm the one that wants to deliver bad news. Buy the food, buy everything. Sit down, communicate with the person. It could be that there is an attitude the person has that you know you cannot withstand, and you even know that really nobody would be able to withstand this person. For example, if the other person is a know-it-all, you know there are people that are know-it-all. Before you start,
talks a lot.
Know, not even that they talk a lot, they know everything. Before you even learn, the person knows it, dissect it, and then when the person is speaking, you realize the person knows nothing. Now, when you notice that it's that kind of thing, during the conversation, you could say, okay, that this is what's going on. We're not having the relationship again. The person is like, what? Why? And you now say, okay, look at this instance. And then always use I, not you. Say I am somebody that I do not want wahala, right? And I feel that this. So use I words and say, okay, is it right that I say it's not me, it's you? I mean, it's not you, it's me, or whatever.
It's not you, it's me. Conversation is a whole another kettle of fish that I'm hoping we can unpack some other time. But right now, our time is so fast spent. Thank you so much, Zoba, for doing justice to this conversation. I'm glad that at least we got to a point where people now understand how to better have these conversations. Because like you mentioned, communication is a skill that a lot of adults don't have. You even find that children have better communication skills.
Yes, they do.
These days,
before they start using the devices, they have good and that's why people say limit your use of devices.
I agree.
Limit it.
I agree. All right. Thank you once again, Zoba, for dropping by.
Thank you for
I really enjoyed having this conversation.
Don't
ghost somebody, and if someone is trying to ghost you, I'm sure you already know how to handle that situation. It is still iBrand Daybreak. We will be back shortly. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. Welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking around. It is still iBrand Daybreak. Unfortunately, this is where we have to draw the curtain on today's edition. But do not worry, we will return on Friday with another interesting conversation. Until then, you stick to IBrandTV for more information and interesting content. And my name is Uche Zoe. Do enjoy the rest of your week.